So I can't find a job in C, C++. Is this the end, Rod? What's going on? Have I made a mistake learning C? I need help. I hope I didn't waste my time. All of this is questions that you guys have about C, C++. Just because it's an older programming language, you're concerned that you made the wrong decision and now you're regretting it. Well, I got some information for you guys. Got 3 points in this video we're going to cover to make sure you made the right decision in C. And again, just to let you guys know, I got you covered. You're going to still be able to make money or get a job or whatever your software development goals is with C and C++, guys, and put you in a position to win. Let me explain. So number one, guys, C, C++ is always going to be around for the foreseeable future because it's a mature programming language. A lot of people know it. A lot of code, a lot of operating systems have been written in C. What you guys are seeing is you don't see it on the top of the list where the Pythons, the JavaScript, the AI, all the sexy stuff, because C, C++ is more of a foundational language that's used in operating systems, backend processes or OS or platforms that you guys don't see. It's a very performance-driven language. It's probably something that a lot of you guys may not even use as a beginner because you're focusing in on those early training programming languages like Python, JavaScript, PHP, depending on what industry you're in. But it is viable to actually start C, C++. Let's take a step back. The reason that it's not as popular because it's harder. It's a lot more of a learning curve to learn C and C++ compared to the other languages that I just discussed. And as a beginner, I wouldn't even recommend you learning those unless you just absolutely have to learn them to get a job or pass a particular course or something specific like that where you are forced to learn that language. Then go right ahead. You have to learn it. But if you have options to learn the fundamentals, to get those quick, easy wins, to be able to build a project very quickly in an agile way, other languages do a better job at that than C and C++. Not that you can't do this in C and C++, but I'm just saying other language does this a little better. So what I need you guys to do is, first of all, why do you want to learn C or C++? Are you doing it for a course? Are you doing it to get a job? If you got a job that say, hey, I need C programmers, I need C++ programmers. If you learn this, you got this experience, get a job, then learn it. But if you're not in that position, then I would say learn a Python or a JavaScript or a PHP first, only because I want you guys to get those quick, easy wins. I want you to be able to get that hands-on programming experience so that once you do take on more of a more advanced programming language, you are in a position where your confidence levels up and you're not going to give up as easy. Because at the end of the day, it's all come down to how you feel. Your confidence level. Are you discouraged? Do you feel like you can do it? And if you come in getting losses and you get struggling the first time you actually open up a computer to start programming, probably not going to be a good day for you because you're probably going to quit. That's why I always tell you guys, let's just start getting those quick wins, the hello worlds, form, reading code, finding out what it does to kind of help out. But long story short, guys, this is why C and C++ is not necessarily promoted as much because you got other languages out there and it's so mature that it's just running at this point. You're not going to get a lot of new frameworks, a lot of cutting edge stuff when it comes to these particular programming languages. All right, guys. Number two, legacy coding platforms and languages, guys. A lot of legacy code needs to be updated. A lot of legacy code is out there running in mainframe systems. Whatever systems you may run, it's got to be updated. I know it's mature, but it still have security patches. It has to be updated. It has to be latest and greatest framework so that you can actually run this in a modern software development platform or infrastructure. But a lot of you guys may think that, hey, once I put my code out there, it's just going to last 10 years. It just don't work like that. A lot of you mainframe guys out there, I see you, I hear you, and you're probably screaming at the screen saying, I got code that I wrote 20 years ago and I haven't touched it. That's a mainframe system. It's not a cloud-based system. It's not modern. So don't give me that. You show me a Windows or a Linux server that's in the cloud, public access, that hasn't been updated in 20 years. And I'll tell you who has a hacker that's in that system unknowingly. Because at the end of the day, guys, as you expand your infrastructure, once you go to the cloud, once you get your code exposed to the internet, somebody's going to be cracking it. So you want to make sure your security patches are there, your .NET frameworks, all your underlying infrastructure is updated, and also make sure your code base is updated, making sure it's using the most updated framework so that you can ensure the performance there, the security there, and to make sure your infrastructure is going to run as quickly as possible, guys. These are important things to do. And there's millions of lines of C code, C++ code that has to be updated. This is where you come in as a developer. You don't see a lot of this in the online forums and stuff because you see, hey, learn Python, learn JavaScript, but there's millions of applications out there that was written in C, that are written in C++, operating systems, a lot of mainframes, a lot of back-end stuff that you'll never see, applications that were written in C, C++ that has to be updated to the latest standards so that it can run efficiently and make sure it's secure. And from a performance perspective, guys, I'm telling you now, there's a lot of work out there. It may not be marketed as much as the other sexy languages, AI and all that stuff, but it does exist. You guys can actually do this. Well, you may be thinking, Rod, how do I find this out? I look on the internet, a lot of general information. Where can I go to find out about C, C++, and kind of know what to do so I can leverage my skill as much as possible? Links are below to that 7-step guide, guys. It's going to help you guys out. We got that covered. Step number 1, you're going to learn. Step number 2, you're going to do projects. Step number 3 is you're going to find work. And that's where you guys want to be. Links below to that. And then once you enroll them, once you get that free 7-step guide, enroll in that 30-day developer course that's going to allow you guys to really take your C, C++ skills to the next level, get that job, and you're going to continue to win with C and C++ as long as you have your skills updated, you identify problems to solve, and put yourself in a position to win. So links to the description, link to all those goodies in the description box. All right, guys, number 3, like I tell you guys in this video, a performance-driven language. Performance is so important. It's not as sexy as AI and any of the other new technologies out there, but as you creating new modules for your applications, installing new programs, doing different changes, more users getting on the system, performance start to disintegrate. You got to make sure your code base is up to date and scalable so that you can make sure that for that business, that code is going to help drive that business to the next level. Even as it's scaling, you want to make your code scalable. A lot of times at the beginning, we're just trying to put a product out so that we can get it to work. Performance is not the top of your mindset, and that's okay. As long as you have made notes and gonna come back and update that code and make sure it's being updated. Like I was saying in step number 2, legacy code needs to continue to be updated. Performance is one of those types of projects you're gonna do to update that actual code. What makes C and C++ so unique is it's performance driven. That's one of the things that makes it stand out versus the other programming language, because you got operating systems, you got high-end enterprise systems that are written with this. It needs to perform fast. I'm talking about milliseconds. It has to be right from a performance perspective. A couple of milliseconds here may not seem like a lot, but in an application, in a car app, self-driving, it is the world. And then you times that to millions of people using that system. Now you see why performance is the key. Now you see why C, C++ is going to be a step above other programming languages when it comes to that type of stuff, guys. And I need you guys to make sure you stay on top of that. You make sure the performance is good. And that's one of the things I want to really hit there for you guys. So let's review. So you're going to learn C. You're going to learn C++. Just pick one or the other. Once you learn one, the other one should be pretty easy to pick up. And then you're going to make sure, you got a lot of legacy code. You're going to maintain your code. Everything's good. There's a market for it. You just got to identify problems to actually solve and make sure the code is going to be updated. So that's what you're going to, guys. That's what you're going to do. You are making the right decision. You need to, there is a market for it out there. So I want to make sure you're aware of that. So now the next step is to make sure you do impactful projects. Impactful projects is actually going to help you guys stand out over the competition. And how do you do that? Again, you got to make sure you do the projects. And what projects you can do, we talk about that in 7-step guide, guys. The links are below. I want to make sure my people in the DigiLink community get the advantage over the general public. So DigiLink community do get priority when it comes to projects and the specialized skills and knowledge you need to get ahead of the competition when you're trying to get those jobs in C, C++, and all that stuff. If you haven't already, guys, check out the goodies in the description box. I got my 7-step guide and my 30-day developer course. And if you haven't already, tell me about your particular experience below in the comment section. Have you been learning C? Have you been able to get a job? Tell me about your particular situation. Links are below. And subscribe to the content. If you have any additional questions, comment below. I'll put a link to the 7-step guide here on the screen. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.